Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. In today's video, we'll be getting the Monte Carlo SS out on the road for its first thorough test drive since doing the tuned port fuel injection conversion. This is going to be a lot of fun, hopefully, as long as nothing goes wrong. I'll tell you guys what, this build, I don't know what it is, but it has not been without its difficulties. There's always difficulties with doing custom stuff, but dang. So when we're out on the road, we're gonna have a discussion talking about some of those trials and tribulations and how we had to overcome certain things and troubleshoot some things. It's by no means perfect. There's still some things that have to be figured out, but it runs and it's freaking cool. So as far as the other stuff is concerned, I don't even care right now. I just want to start it up so you guys can hear it run and see it move under its own power and just, you know, enjoy the fruits of all of this labor, because my buddy Joe and I have poured a tremendous amount of work and time into this car, and we're both very, very proud of where it is currently. Probably my biggest, thing that I regret is not filming near as much content as I would have liked, but between planning out other YouTube projects and having our clients for K&J Design and AutoWorks, there is not a whole lot of free time, believe it or not. So we're making the best of it, and it's working out fine, thankfully. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. One thing I still have to figure out is why the check engine light is on, because it's not actually displaying a code. There's no code stored in the system at all. On one of my shakedown runs, it did go out just after driving for a little bit, but it's not going out after you start the car up like it's supposed to be. So I'm not sure if something is a little bit off or we need to double check the wiring, but it's on the to-do list. All right, let's back it out of the shop. So sweet. If you haven't seen the other videos that I've made on this car, I recently created a playlist that groups everything together, and that link can be found down in the description box below, so definitely check it out when you get a chance. My main goal for this build was to basically do the car up as if GM would have in the first place, because if you don't already know, these never came with tune port systems from the factory. It was only Camaros, Firebirds, and Corvettes, if my memory serves correct. So these were only carbureted, and being an SS model at the time, I just felt like the TPI system should have been standard. So obviously we've got that system all put together. There's a lot of custom work that went into it, but I also added some of my own touches to kind of dress things up a bit, make it a little fancy. In the end, it turned out really, really nice. I'm telling you what, the camera's not going to do it justice. This thing sounds so good. And here we go. This thing sounds awesome. I'm still taking it easy, we're still running on the break-in cycle, but gosh, the difference in throttle response compared to how it was originally, wow. And hey, check engine light's not on anymore. Self-fixing. No, I don't have the air conditioning system hooked up quite yet. Thankfully, it's not too hot of a day so far. This thing is sweet. So I didn't film the first startup and the initial break-in of the motor and whatnot just because Joe and I were just trying to get it done. I didn't want to have any unnecessary delays with filming, and to be perfectly honest, sometimes it's just nice doing some stuff off camera for your own enjoyment. So just focused on getting it running, made sure everything was okay and whatnot. I did have a lot of just stupid issues when we first got this thing running. Well, first and foremost, it started up right away. I mean, it was just amazing. It was such an awesome feeling with phenomenal oil pressure. I mean, we're running 52 pounds of oil pressure right now, which if those of you who have been watching the channel for a long time remember how the S10's original engine worked out, not too great. So really happy to see that wonderful oil pressure. I went through some heat cycles and whatnot and wanted to go ahead and take it for a quick drive just to make sure, you know, everything was kosher before continuing on with everything else that I was doing before this video. So anyway, I swung by my local O'Reilly Auto Parts because it's like the halfway point in the route that I was traveling, because I wanted to double check that there weren't any crazy fluid leaks and whatnot, and everything seemed okay. But when I went to start it back up, it wouldn't start back up. Long story short, the starter ended up failing. So thankfully I was able to bum a ride, got home, got the truck and trailer, winched it up and brought it home. I thought about trying to fix it in the parking lot, but I was just so emotionally wrecked. Just one, from the excitement of being able to drive it, the worry of something going wrong, and just then running into problems. It was a mess. So I ended up parking it for a little while, got everything fixed, got it running again, and I've basically just been kind of going through it tooth and nail, and so far so good. I mean, that engine light hasn't come back on, so that's a good thing. I think now's a pretty good time to go ahead and top it off with fuel since we're out. This is awesome. I can't wait to really be able to let this thing rip. You know, for being a 305, this thing has a pretty decent getup. Like, I've never driven another tune port injected car, like a factory car, Camaro, Firebird, Corvette, or anything like that. So I can't really compare to how this car is set up, because I ended up doing the 9th injector delete. I deleted the coolant hose type deal going through the throttle body. And what is this person doing? You are backing up. Oh my gosh. No problem. Anyway, 9th injector delete, the coolant flow delete in the throttle body, which really is just for like really cold climates and warming up the throttle body. It really serves no function in the climate that I live. Let's see what else. EGR delete. Ordered a custom chip and computer setup from I think it was Hawk's 3rd gen. So basically with the exhaust and all the other deletes and mods and stuff, the ECU is all programmed for that, which is nice. It seems to be doing pretty good so far, obviously. The only other thing that I need to check with Joe on, because Joe did the wiring, is the torque converter lockup. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't seem like the torque converter is really locking up at this point, which is just a wiring thing at this rate. Let's see what else. Oh, speaking of wiring, so what we ended up doing, I'm pretty sure there are swap harnesses out there. I think I remember looking some up, but Joe actually built a custom harness for this car using parts from 4 different vehicles. We've got a portion of the 85 Monte Carlo SS harness, the one that came in the car. We've got portions from an 85 Camaro, an 86 Camaro ECM, that's the extra part, and some connectors from a late 1st gen S10. So it's like a hodgepodge of all sorts of stuff, but it came together pretty sweet. I don't know near as much about wiring as Joe does. I'm still getting a feel for things, but he did a really awesome job on this. All right, gas time. I hope it starts back up. Getting that good stuff. All right, moment of truth. Please start back up. Yes! Woo! All right. Hey, check engine light went off. The car is fixing itself. I love it. Cool deal. All right, let's run to O'Reilly and see what I can spend money on. What the heck? Something's not right. Oh my gosh. I lost power steering, I think. Yep. What the heck? Ah, shoot. Let me pull over and... Gosh, what's that noise? Let me pull over and see what's going on now. Golly. Shoot. Uh-oh. You're smoking. Oh, crap. Well, this can only mean one thing. I've already fixed this power steering line once, but I didn't fix the other side. Holy cow, what a mess. I don't know if you guys can actually see this on camera or not. There is power steering fluid on everything. This is gonna be a joy to clean later. Golly, this is worse than the first time. So, I'll try to show you guys. That's the line that came off first. That one's fine. It's the other end of said line in there. It's too much glare, I'm sure you guys can't see, but anyway, that blew right off and popped fluid all over the place. So, I'm just gonna fix it right here. I've already called my wife, she's on her way. I'm gonna go grab my tools and hopefully get this figured out. Now to grab some power steering fluid. more I think about it, I'm not sure this is the ideal line material for a power steering setup. I think I should have just done a stainless braided AN line. This is a stainless reinforced nylon braided line, so I'll have to check the pressure ratings again. I thought this would work, but it may not. I could have just made the lines wrong, I'm not sure, but let's get this back in the car, get the car home, and we'll figure it out later. Before I can get this line back in though, we've got to do some serious cleaning. If you guys didn't already know, power steering fluid is flammable, so we want to get as much of it up as possible. I know it's all collected on the pulleys and everything, so we're gonna have to get all of that off so stuff's not getting flung everywhere. Just at least until I can get back to the shop and get the hose and do a good thorough detailing, which it is what it is at this point. But big shout out to Scott Home and Auto for making these awesome heavy duty shop towels. These things last quite a bit and they're perfect for really bad jobs like this. So let's go ahead and get our cleaner out and start tackling it. Okay, turning a little bit to the left and right. All right, let's go home. Just a little nervous. Let's get this thing home as soon as possible before something else happens. Sure does feel good though. My camera battery's kind of getting low. I want to go ahead and show you guys something really cool that I was hoping to make work, and I ended up getting it to work, and I can't believe it. Cruise control. After doing all of this stuff, we still have functioning cruise control. Let's get that going. There it goes. I know you guys can't see my feet or anything, you just kind of have to take my word for it, but it works. It's just a matter of finding the right wires and tying them into the Dakota Digital decoder box. But everything works as it should. Brake switch, cancels the cruise out when you hit it. It's awesome. I can't believe it. The only other mechanical thing I gotta do is get the air conditioning done, and I'm gonna have to make custom lines for that. But I'm really happy that, honestly, the car lost no features in doing this conversion. So we'll still have AC. We've obviously got cruise control, just like it came from the factory. Made it back safe and sound. One more little detail. Well, aside from that little hiccup, the drive went really well. The cars come together in a big way, and it's really a lot of fun. Obviously, there's some other things that need addressing, which will get taken care of later on. With everything else that I have going on right now and needing to jump back into the S10, I think it's time just to give this thing a good, thorough wash and put it to the side and just take a break for a little while. I definitely need a break from this thing. But anyway, I'll keep you guys up to date on all of the social platforms as far as when to expect the next piece of content on this thing. And as always, I really appreciate y'all's support. Don't forget to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so because, of course, there's always a lot more where that came from. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.